When a couple decides that divorce is not an option, they change the very foundation of their relationship. This is not about feeling trapped, it is about making a powerful choice. It is a commitment to permanence. For many, this decision is rooted in deep personal values, sacred vows, or spiritual beliefs that see marriage as a lifelong covenant. This mindset, transforms the landscape of the union. It removes the emergency exit. Instead of asking, "Should I leave?" the question becomes, "How do we fix this?" This shift is profound. It forces both partners to look inward and toward each other for solutions, rather than outward for an escape route. It builds a container strong enough to hold even the most difficult conversations and challenges. Imagine your marriage is a ship setting sail on a vast ocean. If you believe you can abandon the ship at the first sign of a storm, you will always have one foot in the lifeboat. You will never fully commit to learning how to navigate the rough seas together. But when you both agree that this is the only ship you will ever sail, everything changes. You become dedicated to learning its every detail, to patching every leak, and to steering it through any weather. This shared commitment creates a unique and powerful sense of security. It tells both partners that they are in this for the long haul, that they can count on each other, and that their combined effort is the only way forward to a safe harbor. This perspective doesn't ignore the reality of marital problems. In fact, it does the opposite. It brings them into sharp focus. When leaving isn't on the table, you have no choice but to face the issues head-on. The small annoyances, the deep hurts, the communication breakdowns, they must all be addressed. You can no longer sweep them under the rug, hoping they will disappear, or that you can one day walk away from them. This absolute commitment forces a level of honesty and vulnerability that is often missing when the back door is left open. The motivation to solve problems becomes incredibly high because the health and future of your shared life depend entirely on your ability to do so. Therefore, the no-exit mindset is not a sentence, but a framework. It is a conscious decision to invest all your energy into the success of the marriage. It creates a powerful psychological shift from a consumer mentality, where we seek personal happiness and discard what no longer provides it, to a creator mentality. You are not just a passenger in the marriage, you are its co-captain. This shared responsibility fosters a deep sense of teamwork and mutual reliance. It is a promise that says, no matter how difficult it gets, we will find a way through it together. This vow is the solid ground upon which a truly resilient and lasting partnership can be built, piece by intentional piece. When you commit to a lifelong marriage, you become the architects of your own home. You cannot simply walk away if you find a crack in the foundation or a leak in the roof. Your only option is to get out your tools and start working on repairs together. This architect's mindset is proactive and solution-focused. It means you stop blaming each other for the problems and start collaborating on the solutions. You learn to see every challenge not as a reason to quit, but as an opportunity to strengthen the structure of your relationship. This requires a fundamental shift from finding fault to finding a way forward, from being adversaries in a fight to being partners against a problem. This constructive approach means actively seeking out the skills you need to succeed. If your communication is failing, you don't just give up. You learn how to talk and listen more effectively. This might involve reading books together, attending a workshop, or seeking the guidance of a professional counselor. These are not signs of failure. They are signs of commitment. Just as a builder would consult a blueprint or an expert, couples must be willing to learn new techniques to improve their connection. It's about being humble enough to admit you don't have all the answers and brave enough to ask for help when you need it to build a better life together. Building a strong marital home also requires intentional, dedicated time. In our busy lives, it is easy to let the relationship run on autopilot, but no structure can withstand neglect. You must schedule time to maintain your connection. This means putting down the phones, turning off the television, and truly being present with one another. It could be a weekly date night, a daily check-in, or even just 15 minutes of uninterrupted conversation before bed. These moments are the emotional maintenance that keeps the foundation strong. They are the small, consistent acts of turning toward each other that reinforce your bond and remind you that you are on the same team. Ultimately, this mindset sees the marriage as a shared project with a shared mission. It's bigger than just individual happiness. It is about building a legacy, a safe haven for your family, and a partnership that can withstand the tests of time. When you view your marriage this way, You find purpose in the work itself. Fixing a disagreement becomes as satisfying as adding a new, beautiful room to your home. You take pride in the resilience you build together. This shared purpose transforms the daily struggles into meaningful steps on a lifelong journey of creating something beautiful and lasting side by side. No marriage can survive for a lifetime without the essential tool of forgiveness. When you are committed to staying together, holding on to grudges is like carrying heavy stones in your pockets forever. It will eventually wear you down and poison the atmosphere of your home. Forgiveness is not about saying that what happened was okay. It is about choosing to let go of the anger and resentment for your own peace and for the health of the relationship. It is a conscious decision to release the debt you feel you are owed. This act of grace is not a one-time event, but a continuous practice, a muscle that must be exercised regularly to keep the partnership healthy and moving forward. However, forgiveness does not mean allowing harmful behavior to continue. This is where healthy boundaries become absolutely critical. Staying in a marriage does not mean you must endure disrespect, neglect, or abuse. Setting clear boundaries is an act of love for yourself and for the relationship. It means saying, "I love you and I am committed to us, but I will not tolerate being treated this way." This might mean insisting on counseling, creating rules for respectful communication, or getting help from a trusted community or leader. In severe cases of abuse, safety must be the priority, and creating distance may be necessary to protect oneself while still holding on to the hope of restoration under safe conditions. Alongside forgiveness and boundaries is the necessity of personal growth. You cannot expect your marriage to grow if the two people in it remain stagnant. A lifelong commitment requires that both partners are dedicated to becoming better versions of themselves. This means being self-aware enough to recognize your own flaws and contributions to the problems. It involves a willingness to change, to learn new coping mechanisms, and to heal from past wounds that may be affecting your present behavior. When both individuals are committed to their own personal development, they bring new strength, wisdom, and energy back into the relationship, helping it to evolve and mature over time. These three tools, forgiveness, boundaries, and growth, work together to create a dynamic and resilient partnership. Forgiveness cleanses the wounds of the past. Boundaries protect the present and future of the relationship. And personal growth ensures that the marriage does not just survive, but thrives. It is a challenging process that requires immense courage, humility, and effort from both partners. But for the couple committed to the long haul, mastering these tools is not optional. They are the fundamental skills required to navigate the complexities of a shared life and to build a love that is not only lasting, but also deeply healing and transformative. Viewing marriage as a lifelong journey shifts our perspective from seeking happiness to cultivating a garden. A garden is not something you find, it is something you create and tend to with patience and hard work. Some seasons will be full of beautiful blossoms, while others will require you to pull weeds, fight off pests, and enrich the soil. The goal is not constant bliss, but a sustainable ecosystem where love can grow deep roots. This metaphor helps us understand that marriage is a living, breathing entity that requires constant care and attention. It will have periods of vibrant growth and periods of dormancy, but with consistent effort, it can flourish for a lifetime. For many couples, faith and spirituality provide the water and sunlight for this garden. Prayer, meditation, or shared spiritual practices can be a profound source of strength and hope, especially during difficult seasons. Believing in a purpose greater than oneself can provide perspective and resilience. It can remind a couple that they are not alone in their struggles, and that they can draw on a power beyond their own to heal and persevere. A faith community can also offer incredible support, providing mentorship from older couples, encouragement from friends, and a safe space to be vulnerable. This spiritual foundation can be the anchor that holds the marriage steady in the fiercest storms. The work of tending this garden never truly ends, but it changes over time. In the early years, you might be focused on planting seeds and establishing strong roots. In the middle years, you might be pruning back unhealthy branches and protecting the garden from external pressures. In the later years, you may find yourselves enjoying the shade of the trees you planted long ago, harvesting the fruits of your many years of labor. Each stage has its own unique challenges and its own beautiful rewards. The joy comes not just from the harvest, but from the shared work of tending the garden together, season after season. Ultimately, a marriage built to last is one of the most profound human endeavors. It is a testament to the power of commitment, the grace of forgiveness, and the courage to grow. It is not an easy path, but it is a deeply meaningful one. By choosing to see your marriage as an unbreakable vow, a home to build, and a garden to tend, you can create a partnership that is not only resilient, but also a source of deep joy, security, and purpose. It becomes a shared legacy of love, a beautiful garden that will continue to nourish you both for all the days of your lives, a testament to the love you chose to cultivate.